Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? Just out here in front of a house that we purchased, and let me go ahead and show you this beautiful thing here. It's kind of a long house. I mean, it's 3,100 square feet, but I want to show you the most important tool there is in real estate here. Let me go ahead and open this up, and we had someone working on the house today, and so we got some sawdust everywhere. We're taking out these wood floors here. And we bought it already. There was no carpet in this room either. There was wood floor, kind of like the wood floors you're seeing there. I'll show you what the hallway looks like. So we had these wood floors here throughout the home. It's easily throughout the entryway here, and the kitchen, little breakfast nook in the hallway there. And then all this whole dining room area right here was all that same style hardwood floor. Now let me tell you about this particular tool that I'm talking about. This is the most important tool, bar none, in all of real estate. Let me go ahead and explain what tool I am talking about here. But before I do that, let me talk to you about the type of work that had to happen here and the type of work that is continuing to happen here. Let me go ahead and show you this work here. Okay, as you can see here, let me take you to an untouched. So we have these floors here. So you get a little bit of sawdust, obviously. So you have these hardwood floors. They go all the way back down to the master bedroom. But here you'll notice that they've been cut. So we've cut these floors here. They've been cut horizontally and vertically, and there's just these cut lines all the way through. And the reason why is because this floor, this floating floor here, it's not actually floating. You can see here, there's some glue here. There's definitely some glue. And so these things were a bear. I tell you, a bear to get up. Extremely difficult. Crowbars, ply bars, everything needed to rip up the wood to get it so that we can have the subfloor here. And so we had a boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were over here and they were working in this room right here, as you can see. It's a pretty big space here. I mean, you can see a lot of the glue here still. I mean, you got the glue still stuck down there in some of these areas here, and you can just see. And then we get to the wood area. When we finally realized, hey, just ripping this stuff up with a crowbar is not going to work. So let me tell you about the boyfriend and girlfriend that were working in this particular room right here. So I personally don't know them. My partner had hired them. That one's a family member and one's not a family member, boyfriend, girlfriend. You're not gonna, in this part of California, you're not gonna have a boyfriend and girlfriend both be from the same family, so. Anyway, so they're here and they're working and they're kind of bickering, they're kind of fighting. There's a little bit of an age gap between them, but they're both, of age and whatnot. But anyway, the boyfriend tells my partner, he's like, hey man, this is impossible. This is absolutely impossible. This stuff's never going to come up. And it's hard. And I mean, granted it is, it's hard work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is manual labor. This is tough. And he was just complaining about how hard it was and how difficult it was. I mean, you got a big room here. Let me show you the size of the room again. So, I mean, you can see it's not a small space. I mean, you have all of this floor here that was covered, and they were complaining about it. And anyway, so it's hot, it's a hot house. Air's not on. We open the door here, let some air come through here, and of course the front door and whatnot. But anyway, they were complaining and fighting. And anyway, he basically quit. The girlfriend wasn't feeling good, so she took the half day off. And then he told my partner, he's like, hey man, I'm not gonna do this by myself. I'm not gonna work by myself. I need someone here to help me do this. And if I can't do it by myself, I'm out. So he packed up, took his tools, and then that was it. Just left, just took off. And anyway, so he tells me, he's like, hey man, I'm kind of stuck here. Do you know anybody? And I got a friend from church, and he's a young kid. He's 16 years old, and he's an Eagle Scout. So you can tell, he has some work ethic. He's a good hardworking kid. I actually was I worked with him in Scouts. I wasn't a Scout master. I think it was a Scout leader or something like that. But anyway, I worked with him for a number of years. So I know him. I saw him grow up, So he's 16. And his mom put a post on Facebook like, hey, my son's looking for some work for the summer. He's having a hard time right now. I mean, I think a lot of people are. A lot of high school kids are trying to find jobs during this whole, COVID, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, thing that's going on. There's not a lot of people that are hiring because there's just not a lot of traffic going on. So anyway, I saw the post and I said, unfortunately, all I have is manual labor. And she's like, he'll take anything. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. But I already knew that we had hired these other people. So anyway, when my partner said, hey, that's not going to work out between them, that the guy walked off the job basically with his tools. So when that happened, I reached out to his mom and I said, hey, is so-and-so still interested in work? I got some work for him. And she's like, oh, absolutely. He would love to do that. And I'm like, it's manual labor. It's hard work. It'll definitely keep him in school and working towards his goal of graduating and going to college. I can tell you that. He's not going to quit school for this job. And so, knowing that going in, she's like, he'll be there tomorrow. What time do you want him? And I said, have him be there tomorrow, 7:00. Have work gloves, protective gear, and some earplugs or some kind of ear protection as well, because it's going to be kind of loud, especially with the hammering and the crowbar and all that stuff, or the pry bar. So anyway, sure enough, kid shows up here 7:00 in the morning, bright and early. I wasn't there. My partner was there. He gave him quick instructions what he needed to do. I rolled in right around a little bit after 8:15. Let me show you where he was at after just about half an hour of instruction, probably maybe about another half an hour worth of work. Let me go ahead and turn this around. So when I walked in, he was about right here. If you can see where my boot's at, right here. So he had gone from that door to about mid tile there on in the laundry room. He had done that in about half an hour's worth of work. I'm like, dang man, this kid might well just finish everything. Well, by the time he left, so he got here at 7, he left about 2:30. He had done all of this here, all the way to right here. And I was like, wow. So compare and contrast. So 1 day's worth of work, about 7 hours worth of work, given lunch and everything else and stuff like that, breaks. So 7 hours worth of work, 2 full days. 2 full days, 2 people. 2 full days, 2 people. I'm talking 8-hour days here. Now, I get it, you start strong, it gets hot, you kind of slow down a little bit, but we're talking 2 people, 16 hours worth of work, 2 days. That's 32 hours. 32 hours in this one room right here. Granted, it's a big room, but 32 hours versus a 16-year-old boy in 7 hours. He'll finish this job tomorrow. 1 kid, 2 days, will have done the equivalent of what it took 2 grown people 32 hours. You want to know what the most important tool is in this business? It's attitude. The most important tool in this business and in life is attitude. When the Eagle Scout was done today, we thanked him for his work. We said, thank you so much. You've done a great job. And he said this. He says, you know what? It is hard work, but I'm happy to have the opportunity to work. That is a mindset of a winner. That's the mindset of someone who is going to go far in this life. That is the mindset of someone who's not going to quit. Because the very first day, one of the adults said, in this room here, this is too hard. This is impossible. It's not going to get done. It can't get done. And a kid, a 16-year-old young man, who has a whole lot more heart than that person did in that other room, did all of this work in 1 day and said, I know it's hard work, but I am grateful for the opportunity. Attitude and mindset's all it is in this business. You'll be a success or you'll be a failure based upon your attitude. You'll be a success or you'll be a failure based upon your belief system and your structures. You'll be a failure or you'll be a success based upon your mindset. That's all it is. I'm not smart. I mean, I'm a smart guy, but I'm not the smartest guy out there. But I wake up every day and I have the attitude that I'm going to go out and I'm going to win. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do the best that I can, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move myself down the goal line, towards the goal line. That's all it is. It's mindset every single day that I'm not going to give up, that I'm going to go ahead and try my best, and I'm going to continue to pick myself back up by my bootstraps, bootstrap REI, when I fail, because boy, do I fail, but I get back up. Mindset's the most important tool in this business, guys. That's all I have to tell you. And if you have the right mindset, you're going to go far in life. If you have the right mindset, you're going to do well in this business. You're going to continue to push through the struggles, because all it takes is just one deal for you to be able to realize that I can change my entire financial future. So I want you to think about that. If you're thinking about crying the blues, like, oh man, things aren't going really good for me. Oh man, this is really hard right now. Oh man, I don't have this. I don't have that. I need this. I want that. That's wrong mindset. Get out there and make it happen. You have the tools, you have the resources, they're all right here inside. And if you can't see that, then you need to find someone who can see that and inspire you to step up into the position, the man, the woman, whoever you are, to be able to be that person. But for me, I know that all it took was one deal to change my entire financial future, and it'll take one deal for you as well. If you haven't gone out there and you haven't made some money in real estate yet, you need to get out there and you need to do it, because one deal is all it takes. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and be done with your money and start throwing, money and care to the wind. Be smart about it. There are ways to do that. If you don't already know, jump on to bootstraprei.com. Figure out all the resources we have that are available for you for free, because that's what we like to do, is give back. But I'm telling you, one deal is all it takes to change your entire financial future. And if you don't have the right attitude and the right mindset, you'll never get there. Be like this kid. One kid in one day did more than 2 grown people in 2 full days. That's all I got to say for you. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Bootstrap REI on YouTube, and jump on over to our free resources at bootstraprei.com and get all the resources you need to be able to find motivated sellers, talk to them, convert them, and cash them out. I'll talk to you soon.